Warning, the following video contains spoilers. The sword. A tool to attack and defend. Alone, it's harmless. But with a master, it becomes a powerful weapon. This is our top 10 sword masters in video games. 10.
First on the list is Raiden from the Metal Gear series. Raiden was born in Liberia. More like Siberia, you know, because he's a cyborg. Where he was raised as a child soldier and earned the nickname Jack the Ripper. At some point after his mission on the Big Shell, Raiden was turned into the cyborg you see now. He wields a signature high-frequency blade, and with it he can cut through missiles, other cyborgs, and even Metal Gears aren't safe against it. But even with the cyborg body, he can still sneak around and kill you when you least expect it, even from the sky. He has a strong sense of justice, even claiming his sword as a tool of justice.
My sword is a tool of justice.
But he can be a bit overconfident at times and puts too much faith in his abilities, which can lead to his downfall. But when Raiden focuses on a mission, he won't stop until it's completed. But the real reason Raiden is number 10 is because of those heels. Look at them! They look so silly! But he can hold his sword in those heels, so I guess they're not that bad.
Just doing our job.
9.
Dante from the Devil May Cry series. No, not that Dante. Yeah, that one. The cool one. He is the son of Sparta, the legendary Dark Knight. As a young kid, he and his family were attacked by demons, separating him from his mother and brother. He has a carefree attitude and a cool sense of humor that can see him through any situation and annoy any opponent.
You don't say. Wish you would have noticed me earlier. Now my coat's all charred.
Dante is a devil hunter who runs a shop named Devil May Cry. When he fights, he can use a variety of weapons, but he usually uses 2 pistols, named Ebony and Ivory, and a large broadsword named Rebellion. Even though he uses guns, he is very skilled with Rebellion and uses it when his guns can't do the job. He has a wide array of moves that can create very long and powerful combos. Combine that with his Devil Trigger, a powerful ability where he transforms into his devil form, and you have an extremely powerful swordsman.
Don't bet on it.
8.
This time, it's my turn!
Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles. He is the chosen wielder of the Monado, a legendary sword that is the only defense against the Mechon who threatens the Hans. Shulk was found by Dixon from an expedition team who was sent to find the Monado. Shulk was the only survivor of that expedition. The Monado allows Shulk to get visions of the future, and this allows him to dodge attacks from any enemy. He can also use the Monado to make his allies around him stronger. This makes Shulk a great teammate and an evasive swordsman, but Shulk does have his drawbacks. The Monado cannot cut people, and although Shulk shows great skill when using the Monado, he isn't a very proficient swordsman. The Monado is simply doing it all.
It's not me. It's the power of the Monado.
So if the Monado is taken away, he's not nearly as strong, but with the Monado, he's an all-powerful swordsman.
7.
So, Lich King. Couldn't really find any footage on him, but, trust us, he's pretty awesome. He fought Illidan. He also, killed his father. That's something. His sword Frostmourne. It's pretty cool. So, that's the Lich King.
6.
Behold, I am Yoshimitsu the Second. Shikizoku. Zaku.
Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu is from the Soul Calibur and Tekken series. Yoshimitsu is a ninja from the Manji clan. His clan was destroyed by Nobunaga Oda after denying Oda's request to work under him, so now he is the leader and the last remaining survivor, and he seeks the sword Soul Edge to get his revenge. Yoshimitsu uses 2 katana swords, and he can spin them to fly and even stand on them or even pogo up and down. He also has a move where he commits seppuku, which does a lot of damage to himself and the enemy. But it's okay, because he can heal himself. All of these abilities make Yoshimitsu a tricky swordsman.
Five.
Blade Master from the Monster Hunter series. Blade Masters are hunters that are sent to hunt monsters by a guild. He's the jack of all trades, master of all blades, such as the sword and shield, dual swords, great swords, long swords, and switch axes. The sword and shield is a quick but defensive weapon. Dual swords can't block but can deal a lot of damage with fast strikes. Great swords are slow but deal a lot of damage and can even block attacks. Long swords are quicker than great swords but do less damage, but they have a high damaging spirit attack combo. Switch axes have a sword mode that does a lot of damage and has a powerful explosion attack. Even though the Blade Master has mastered all of these powerful blades and fights huge monsters, he can't take a lot of hits and is pretty fragile.
Four.
Auron from Final Fantasy X. Auron is a swordsman shrouded in mystery, and not very many people know about his past. Auron is the heavy hitter in Final Fantasy X, specializing in taking out heavily armored enemies. Auron is also considered the leader of the group, telling everyone what their next objective is. Also, no one tells Auron what to do. He is so badass that if someone complains to him, he just tells them to get over it and keep moving.
We rest here.
But this isn't our bed shop.
Is that a problem?
They don't believe in Yevon. And in Luca, they kidnapped Yuna.
Where were her guardians?
Oh.
Sir Auron's just concerned about your health.
I'm not tired one bit.
Well, I am.
Auron wields swords that are just as big as Cloud's Buster Sword and doesn't even need both hands to use them. His overdrives are all very powerful and require the player to input button commands very quickly. Auron is definitely someone you don't want to piss off.
Is your story. It all begins here.
Three. Siegfried and Nightmare from the Soul Calibur series. And no, we're not cheating by putting both of them as number 3. They're essentially the same person. Siegfried was the son of a brave knight. He was taught his sword skills from his father. Later in Siegfried's life, he joined a band of thieves called Schwarzwind. One night, Schwarzwind ambushed a group of weary soldiers who couldn't fight back out of exhaustion. Siegfried managed to kill the commander, who happened to be his father. Siegfried went insane and convinced himself that someone else killed his father, so he searched for the sword Soul Edge to kill his father's murderer. Nightmare is a physical manifestation of Soul Edge and took over Siegfried's body after he obtained Soul Edge. Nightmare and Siegfried both boast powerful attacks with their giant swords and different stances that mix up the opponent. These two are mortal enemies, and with Siegfried being the former wielder of Soul Calibur, and Nightmare continuing to get stronger from devouring the souls of his victims, these two are very powerful swordsmen. Two! Link from the Legend of Zelda series. What is there to say about Link? He's probably the most well-known swordsman ever. Without Link, some people on this list wouldn't even be here. He was one of the first to make using a sword in video games feel awesome. In some games, like Twilight Princess, Link can learn a total of 8 sword skills from the hero's spirit to make his sword skills even better. Link wields many swords in the series, but his most popular sword is the Master Sword, the blade of evil's bane and the sword with the power to repel evil. Link has many incarnations in the series, and whether he's 8-bit, 16-bit, the hero of time, the hero of wind, a hero chosen by the gods, or the knight of the sky, he will always be the most influential swordsman out there. One. Masamune Date from the Sengoku Basara series. Never heard of him? Not very surprising. But what makes this swordsman number 1 is his unique ability to wield 6 swords at once. Imagine that for a moment. That he could wield 6 Master Swords. Can Link do that? No. How about 6 Minatos? Could Shulk do that? No. Seriously, just the fact that he can wield 6 swords at once blows everyone on this list out of the water in terms of skill. He's not too shabby with a single sword either. His special moves involve skillful rapid slashes from either 3 or all 6 of his blades. His moves can also create huge combos with hundreds of hits. Yes, Masamune Date is worthy of being called the number 1 swordsman.
I will get revenge for our fallen.
Thanks for watching our video. If you feel like we left someone out, let us know in the comment section. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos or top 10s, then please let us know. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We appreciate the support.